Good morning, folks. First of all, thank you so much for your tremendous love and support on my previous video. And the video is all about how to construct your farm in minimum investments. And if you are new here, you deserve to see that video. And the link is right on top of my head. You can check the link. My name is Abhinav Singh, and you're watching my channel, Knowledge Digger. Dig the knowledge until you find one. So my today's video is going to be all about my first day experience in the market. And when I say market, I'm talking about Indian market. Indian market is mainly dominated by button mushrooms. It all started when we decided to grow our oyster mushrooms, knowing the fact that the market is dominated by only oyster mushrooms, but still we decided to go for oysters. The day comes and I was pretty much excited and charged up that I have got 250 kilograms of oyster mushrooms with me, and by the evening I'll be going to get rich. So I went straight to the market with my partner and we installed our setup, and I was pretty sure that good things have just started. So I saw a customer, a very old age customer. He is coming towards our way, and he arrives at our shop and he simply asked me, do you have button mushrooms with you? I said, no sir, we don't have buttons, we have these oysters variety. He simply said that we don't eat those mushrooms, and he have seen people going to the hospitals after eating them. So as I told you, I tried to convince him, but he was pretty much, blindfolded by the fact these oysters are poisonous mushrooms, not the normal ones. So yeah, that was my customer's first day experience. So I said to myself, hold on Abhinav, this is your first day and the first customer. You don't need to, hold any grudges with them. So I tried to convince myself, and what happened is I said to myself, okay, let me wait for other customers. And you won't believe that I have interacted with more than 100 people, and more than 70 people out of 100 told me that these are poisonous mushrooms and they only need button ones. So at the end of the day, we got only a handful of customers. We tried to sell them off with a lower price than we expected into the market. But we were quite disappointed actually, because I told you in the beginning I was pretty much charged up when I went to the market, and I was pretty excited also. But things always didn't go as planned. So while returning from the market, we both were discussing in the car that we have to change our strategy, and if we stick to this particular strategy of selling our mushrooms into the market, we probably going to end up on a Facebook page or on a YouTube channel commenting that oyster mushrooms don't sell in the market. After the meeting, we came on a conclusion that we have to make people more aware of the fact that button mushrooms are not the only mushrooms they got in the market. There are other mushrooms which are much more tasty than that, and they are non-poisonous as well. So yeah, education is the one particular thing which is lacking in the society, and that is why we are not able to sell our oyster mushrooms in the market today. We focused on investing some money on the pamphlets distribution, because as I said, education is lacking at that particular moment in the society. So we printed some pamphlets which is describing the health benefits of the mushrooms, especially the oysters one, which we are pretty much interested. And what we did is we created 50 grams and 100 grams samples of that particular variety, so that we can distribute these free samples in the local area. In the beginning, it was really a tough job to convince the people who just love their button mushrooms and they're blindfolded love them. They don't want to try a new variety of mushrooms. So it was really tough job. Even when you're distributing free samples, they really don't want to take it. But the moment come when people, start taking the free samples also. And when we distribute the free samples, we make sure that we take their phone numbers with us. So that is how we, develop a database that these particular phone numbers are our potential customers, future customers. And we try to have again a conversation with them after 2 to 4 days of distributing the free samples. We call them and we simply ask that you remember us. We came to your place and distributed the free sample of oyster mushrooms. How do you like them? So we try to have a feedback system via phone. So you won't believe that this strategy really works out for us. They loved it, and they loved it so much that they want to repeat the order. And this time the order is not of 50 grams or 100 grams. This time the order is of half kg, 1 kg, 2 kg, or more than that. So that is how it all started. Now it's obvious that a question comes in your mind that if I'm distributing free samples in my area, how I'm going to gain the profit? What is my business model? So let me remind you here that my business model at that particular time, at that particular moment, was not focused on gaining money. My main aim was to make people much aware that there is a variety that can coexist in the ecosystem and without destruction of the ecosystem of button mushrooms altogether. So that was my main aim at that time, and we were pretty lucky that the oysters mushroom at that particular time were really loved by the people, and that is how we are now getting the orders. Building the relationship with the customers, gaining their trust, is a very tough process and a slow one, but it is not impossible. It is really possible. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of patience to do that. But once it happened, you are the king of the market. And that's what happened with us. There was a moment in our life that we were sitting in the market and wouldn't be able to sell our mushrooms because everyone was very much frightened by the new species which we have introduced into the market. So the main aim of constructing this particular video is because I got the comments on my last video that everyone on YouTube or Facebook forums are telling that mushroom business is really profitable, but nobody is actually telling that where to sell the mushrooms. So if I wouldn't have tried this particular strategy at that time, so I wouldn't be sitting here on the couch and telling you to opt this particular strategy, because I would be busy somewhere posting on the Facebook or the YouTube that oyster mushrooms don't work, only button mushrooms are dominated in the market. But I think my will to do this particular experiment inspired me to go on. And in scientific terms, they say that you have to escape the velocity to float in the universe. So that's what I did at that particular time. Many of you might be thinking that I'm talking about you, that you are highly educated people, maybe graduate or postgraduate people watching my content right now. How can you go door to door, ring the bell? Uh, so I think this barrier is inside your head. It's not anywhere else. It's inside your head. You have to break that barrier. You have to break that stereotype of the society, that how it is possible that highly educated people, a person like you, can do this kind of things. Well, if you really have invested your own money and your blood and sweat into the project, then you will be able to understand what I'm telling you right now, that how you can go to any extent to sell your product in the market. If you are connected through the content which I have provided you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you're new here, you deserve to know that my name is Abhinav Singh and you're watching my channel Knowledge Digger. Dig the knowledge you deserve. About how to construct a land, a farm. All about after 4 months, things really settled down for us.